Now this is a video my wife came up with that's a really good topic that I don't think's ever been put out there. Advantages to starting a cargo van business and having a CDL when doing so. Now there's a lot of advantages. I mean, lower insurance. Like when I send my insurance, it lowered my, they didn't say obviously how much, but it's definitely good. Having a good driving record obviously too, but having your CDL is just, it's a good thing to have either way, man. I think my CDL school, if I remember, it was like $5,000. Best $5,000 I ever spent. I mean, in these trying times, I could just go get a CDL job. The jobs out there are insane, but I don't want that. I want my freedom, as you guys know. And then also I have my hazmat and my tanker. Now my hazmat I've used several times, not a bunch, but well worth it. With my hazmat, I can do over 1,000 pounds, and I have temporary hazmat stickers that I put on my van. Now some of the facilities, if you're doing that, I have one in Indiana that wanted me to do it every week, but just explain to them I can't like for sure be there every week. You know what I mean? Unless you want to pay me to go there right away. But anyways, so that has been a big advantage because too they pay way more. I can't even remember. I know there were some that were just really good pay, you know what I mean? So that's another advantage of having your CDL and your hazmat when you're in this industry. You're a hot commodity with business relationships, honestly. Not like insanely, I'm not saying that, but also as I've been looking into this local work, that's where I noticed it. Like, you know, they're just like, wait, you have your CDL? Wait, what? And I'd be like, yeah, dude, like calm down, bro. And you have your hazmat? We have hazmat that straight trucks do that. We would rather have a cargo, you know what I mean? Like, so that's where I was like, okay, CDL's good. And I already knew that. And that's why I tell people all the time, get your CDL. Shout out to my boy, Tanner. He's the one who put me on to Gary V, and he motivated me to get my CDL when we were talking, and I went and got it. On my shorts and on my TikToks, that's his music. Tanner Yee, wytyee. He's an amazing dude. He's who motivated me. He watched Gary V, he motivated me to start doing my own thing, and I am forever appreciative of that. You have no idea. Like, he put Gary V stuff into my head. I started watching him, I'm like, okay. But enough about that, back to the topic, but I just had to shout him out. Now, I was gonna also say, the experience is much less of a factor because my nephew was looking into this just for fun too, because he likes what I'm doing too, but he was thinking about just getting on with the company. I advise people to do that too. If they want to look into driving, because you never know if you're going to like it, like look into a company first. You don't gotta just like instantly be like, I'm starting a business. Like, and my nephew said they were crazy about experience. They're like, you got 3-5 years of experience driving. When I got my CDL, none of them, when I've been looking around local, they don't even talk to me. They do a little bit about experience, but you can tell it's a non-factor. They're just like, you have your CDL and hazmat? Come on. Like, what's up? And then some have looked at my history, which was crazy to me, partnering or like working with a company. It was the same, they're the same idea. You get the loads if you want, you come in when you want, turn on their load board app, you know, same thing, but it was just crazy. Some of them looked up my history and we're like, oh, you're felonies. I'm like, dude, they're like 10, 12 years old. And that's what tripped me out. And then I'm like, man, they're like 10, 12 years old. And I said, I know you need drivers. I mean, I see your owner-operator post 12, 15 times a day on TikTok, I almost said, on Indeed. And then one called me back yesterday and said, hey, actually, me and the team want to sit down and discuss seeing if we can make an exception. Man, this ain't a charity case. Like, I'm running my business 8 months and I'm actually doing fine. I could just go back to doing what I was doing. That's what I said. I didn't say it like that, but sort of. I was like, well, hey, I'm not sitting here sweating it. I mean, if you guys don't want a good driver, a hustler, that's fine by me. I said, I'm not worried. And they said, oh, well, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And I was like, cool, do your thing, bro. Like, this ain't like me hoping that you're gonna like let me drive and get loads from you. Like, not on ego tip either. It's just like, what are you, like, like people are chirping, bro. So, but other than that, there's been a hot commodity of like, oh my God, you. So that's why I took this week and a half hiatus with the gas being up. it's almost been 2 weeks now, where I'm just doing my thing. I'm looking around just to see what's out there and making sure none of it's like obligation. I almost had, not to get too off topic, but same with the CDL hazmat thing. There was one that said you needed at least a class something I've never even heard of, but class A obviously trumps it all, with a hazmat, and it was delivering stuff for a medical carrier. And I almost, dude, I started filling it all, because he was like, no, we got you. We don't care about your old record. We only go back 7 years, whatever. And that's why I'm bringing this up. It's not off topic. And he was like, you're in. And it was good mileage, and they paid you to go and deadhead back. It was good. It was good pay. But as I was looking at the contract, it was a little too stiff. You know, like, I'm not against that. Like I say always to people, be open-minded as an owner-operator and doing your business, because you never know what avenues you could find and what you like. But, and it was like medical supply. It was cool, but I was like, yeah, it just seems a little too rigid for me right now. I don't want to lose that much freedom. I don't want to be committed like that. And then last but not least, that's why obviously it's a great fallback option. I mean, and that doesn't even mean you can you have to stop your business. I see that way too much. Like, a CDL still for me is not even, you know, that I don't want to go back to that grind, because this is a grind in itself. But the freedom I have, like how I took a week and a half, 2 weeks off of work, obviously I want to make the money. I want to go back and make money. I'm that type of a hustler. But I'm trying to see what's out there too. Mixing it up, because I was only doing regional. The reason I bring that up is because it's different if you're wanting to go all around, you know, but for my kids, I got to be home on the weekends. So it was killing it before. I'd make 3 days, make 1,200. I know I say that a lot, but it's the way it was, and it wasn't even a big deal. I'd go out 3-4 days, stay home 3-4 days, go out 3-4 days, come home 3-4 days. I don't know if you watched me that far back, but that was, whew, it was just sweet before this economy and gas thing happened. But that's why I'm looking into other things, but I'm still going to do my thing that way too if I have to, because, you know, it is what it is. And I was actually debating on just opening my parameters if I have to, but going back to just being a great fallback option, it's just like, dude, and I'm looking at, like, the place I used to work, they're paying more now, which understandably. But that's the thing too, and as I'm looking at, because I liked being straight truck, local, regional. I didn't like it. I didn't like the slave vibe. I didn't like, oh, we need you at 3 a.m. We need you at this. We need you. Oh, and then you got to do this. I don't want to do that. Oh, well, we need you. So here's the thing. The reason I bring all that up is it is a good fallback option to make money. And that's why, you guys know me, I'm crazy, but squirrel brain. Do not just give up on your business either way. Like, your business can be something that's why, like, some people will be like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm going to get a straight truck, I'm going to do that. And then everything crashes. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Go get a job. If that's the worst case scenario, go get a job, wait for the economy to get better or whatever, or just in general. Like, it's, all this is about obtaining that freedom and getting to the point where you want it to be, you know? But a lot of people just, I think, are too, like, and you do have to be all in, I'm not saying that, but, like, just chill out, you know? That's the whole point of this as a business owner. The guy I follow, Gary Vee, he says when he had 2 businesses that failed, right? And now he's worth $150 million. But the reason I bring that up is he had 2 businesses that failed, and I think at 34 is when he finally made $100,000 a year, you know, being more of an entrepreneur. So that's what I'm saying is, like, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be instantly like, oh, it's all done. And I see that a lot. I'm just like, and sometimes people will be making good money still. They'll just be like, yeah, I'm only making $1,200 a week profit. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I mean. Or they'll be doing even those local apps. I got someone out in California doing those, and they're saying they're making $1,200 a week. I said, well, that's fine. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound bad at all. He said, though, that it's a little annoying sometimes you get places and, you know, it's not ready, stuff like that. Or, you know, there's some negatives about it, but still, it's like, that's all part of this, is going through it, and embrace the fear, embrace the struggle, and remember what it was like when Don, your boss, told you had to be there at 3 and didn't care your kid had a basketball game. That's what I think about. But that's I might have went on little tangents, but it all encompasses it. So like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just glad y'all are rocking with me, and I hope you got something from this. And oh yeah, keep hustling.
I be blue collar to my grave, hey. I work hard, I get paid. Blue collar all day. I get blue collar paychecks, hey. I'm blue collar made up. I be blue collar to my grave, hey. day. My work ethic flexing, sweating all day.